Let's be real for a second. How do you teach kids about cybersecurity? Without the super dry lectures or the scary warnings that just make them anxious. Well, what if you could turn the whole thing into an epic adventure? That's exactly what we're digging into today.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? Our kids are spending so much time online, so how do we make sure they're safe? And maybe even more important, how do we give them the tools to handle digital threats with confidence instead of just being afraid? It is a really tough balance for any parent or teacher to get right.
Okay, so think about the old way of doing things. It's the lecture, right? A big list of don'ts that feels super abstract and, let's be honest, pretty boring for a kid. But what if we just flipped that completely on its head? What if, instead of a lecture, we made it an adventure? Imagine if spotting a phishing email was actually like solving a fun puzzle in a game. Now that's interesting.
And that is the core idea right there, moving from lecture to adventure. There's this group called the CyberSwahili Initiative, and they are tackling this challenge head-on. Their project is called Cyber Hero, and it's a game that's designed to totally reframe how we teach these incredibly important skills. So this is their official mission statement. I want you to notice a few keywords here: transform, adventure, and empowering. This isn't just about dumping information on kids. No, this is about changing the entire dynamic. It's about shifting from just listening passively to actively solving problems. It's about giving kids the confidence to actually use what they've learned out in the real world. Okay, so how do they actually pull this off? Well, it all comes down to these 4 core objectives. First, educate, but through gameplay, not boring textbooks. Second, empower, by building up their confidence, not just scaring them. Third, engage, using all the stuff that makes games fun. Rewards, a cool story, customizing your character. And this last one is huge: accessibility. It's totally free and browser-based, which means basically anyone, anywhere can play. All right, so enough with the theory. Let's get to the fun part. Let's peek inside the Heroes HQ and see how this game actually works. What's it like to play? This is where all those great ideas become a reality. So the whole experience is built around this really simple, but honestly super addictive gameplay loop. It's 4 easy steps. 1, you create your own hero. 2, you pick a mission. 3, you solve a challenge. And 4, you earn rewards to make your hero look even cooler. It's a classic formula, right? But it works because it makes learning feel like you're actually leveling up. And it all kicks off with creating your hero. You're not just picking some generic avatar, you get to design your very own unique robot. And this is more than just window dressing, you know? It's the very first step in getting a player invested. When it's your robot, suddenly the missions matter a whole lot more. Okay, your hero is built, now it's mission time. And check this out, each mission is basically a mini-game that's laser-focused on a specific skill. So take Phishing Trap Spotter, for example. The game doesn't just tell you what a fake email looks like. Nope. You have to actively hunt for the clues yourself. It's all about learning by doing, not just listening. And it's not just a bunch of random mini-games either. For a bigger challenge, there's a full-blown story mission, the case of the glitch bandit. This is so cool. Players get to solve a mystery, they investigate clues, and they even learn the basics of digital forensics, things like tracing digital footprints. And it's all wrapped up in this really fun, engaging story. And of course, what's a game without leveling up, right? As you crush these missions, you earn points to unlock awesome new cosmetic upgrades for your robot, and you collect badges to show off your skills. But the ultimate prize? You can get an actual Cyber Hero certificate, a real, tangible reward that proves you've mastered these super important online safety skills. Okay, so we've seen the game in action, which is awesome. But now let's kind of zoom out a bit. Let's talk about who this is really for, and why something like this matters so much, especially right now. So yeah, the game is obviously made for kids and young people first and foremost. But parents and educators, they are a massive part of this whole equation. This thing is designed to be a tool that they can use to kickstart conversations and teach important lessons in a way that kids will actually listen to. It's not just for the kid, it's a resource for the whole family or the whole classroom. And this is where we see the real opportunity. Look, the need for this kind of education is just exploding. And sure, other tools exist, but CyberSmart Hero really hits this perfect sweet spot. It's not just educational, it's actually fun. And the fact that it's completely free and works in any browser, that just tears down huge barriers for schools and families all over the world. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this.
this is not just another game to kill some time. Think of it more like a flight simulator, but for the internet. It's a totally safe training ground where kids can practice the skills they absolutely need to become responsible, confident digital citizens. And that really leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on. Is this the future of how we teach? Turning lessons into levels, turning knowledge into power-ups. Could gamification really be the key to empowering the next generation of digital citizens? It's definitely something worth thinking about.